Bonus video. Less research work, fewer illustrations, but also a shorter waiting time. Many of the places coming up won't mean much to you, but I'll do my best to entertain you by anglicizing them. Let's do it. Vienna has a metro station naming problem. Best for illustrating that is the station Scotsgate, where 3 out of 3 possible points of criticism converge. Respect. First, mix-upability. Strong similarities between station names are needlessly confusing, especially for non-Viennese. Scotsgate and Scotsring lie on the U2, one right after the other, both start with the same word, and hence are easy to mix up. Solution: change one of the names, and all's good. This problem's not a one-off in Vienna though. Other cases are Kagran Square, Prater Star Expo Prater, Old Danube, New Danube, Danube Island, Danube City Bridge, Danube Hospital, New La, Upper La, Urla Street, Old Urla, Hutt Village Street, Hutt Village, Aspen Street, Aspen North, Upper St. Vitus, Lower St. Vitus, Meidling Main Street, and Meidling Station. There arises the question, why station, not just Meidling? Other rail metro crossings don't have an extra station in the name. Is it perhaps because there are 2 stations with Meidling in the name, which might easily get mixed up, but instead of changing one of the names, they just attached a station to one to differentiate them? Just an idea. 2. Double names. For some reason, the Vienna Public Transport Authority didn't just go for a single, clear name for some stations, but also for a half-baked second name, displayed on the metro map or only in stations themselves. In the case of Scotsgate, the second name University is in use. Had they named the station only University and let go of Scotsgate, they'd have one clear, unmistakable station name. Similar problem with South Tyrol Square main station, only that in this case the name is also on the metro map. Sure, the station used to be called simply South Tyrol Square, and the main station came to exist there only later, but the importance of Vienna's biggest train station weighs a bit heavier than some not all that interesting square next to it. That, by the way, is more street than square, really. That's what the Transport Authority thought, planning to call it main station when said train station was finished. It is sad, though, that South Tyrolean politicians didn't look too kindly on that, and protested with such fervor that Vienna is stuck with this cumbersome, confusing name now and for many years to come. Doesn't trouble the people of 400 kilometers distant South Tyrol, of course. Double names are also present at Meidling Station Philadelphia Bridge, Emperor Mills Vienna International Center, Expo Prater, Museum Quarter Maryhelp Street, Castle Street City Hall, Michael Bavaria General Hospital, and Waring Street People's Opera. 3. Imprecise names. Stations should, ideally, not be named randomly, but for some points of orientation in the cityscape, helping to understand connections below and above ground. Street names like Front Yard Street or district names like Hietzing are not very helpful there, because they describe a route or area, not a point, and are therefore inherently imprecise. In the case of Scotsgate and Scotsring, that's especially clear, since the Scotsring, the street, starts at the U2 station Scotsgate and ends at the station Scotsring. Hence, both stations could be called Scotsring. Yeah, you could do an even worse job, like New York, where every second station is named after a numbered street. But just because it's not that terrible doesn't warrant a medal. It would be much more sensible to name stations after points of orientation that only exist at one station, like Stadium or at Pumping Station. Our 2 Scots could be helped by that as well. How about Ring Tower instead of Scotsring and University instead of Scotsgate? I won't be listing all the stations named after streets, there are just too many, but one special case deserves our attention. The U6 Ulster Street isn't just impractically named, since Ulster Street is pretty long and nearly reaches all the way to Scotsgate, but also, it's not on Ulster Street. Look here, Ulster Street here, U6 station here. They could have called it literally anything else. Name it after the kebab stand for all I care. But Ulster Street is more than 150 meters walk away from the station. That's just not all that smart. So that's the metro station naming problem of Vienna. Will this video change anything? Nope, but I had to talk about it, and maybe someone learned a thing or two. Thanks. Goodbye.